And if you are on my Spreaker main page, you will see this. Little sound waves going across and live. You can also go here, and like I said, on the bottom right hand side you'll see a red live button. That means we're on the air live. You hit that balloon and type something to me, and I'll reply on the air. I'll read your message. This happened before on here, and it'll happen again. When you do that, I'll respond. I'll read your message and respond to it live on the air. Okay, that's how it works here on GJRB. Here on Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. You know how it goes. This is where it happens, folks. This is Way Out There, and I'm always glad to bring you this stuff. And I'll be talking with you throughout the afternoon here on GJRB. Way Out There until 5:30 Central. It is 16 after 3 Central, after 4 East, 16 after 1 in the Pacific. And for you people in California, you're hearing the show at the time it was originally scheduled to go on in the Central Time Zone. Okay? All right, let's see here what we got coming up. More stuff. Yeah, we're going to have Strange but True coming up. And I got some really interesting stories. Remember I talked about that shark? I posted a picture and I also promoted on this for this program. A shark, really ugly looking shark. Now this was pulled off the coast of the same area where that hurricane's hit right now, that cyclone. It is what they call a frilled shark. We're going to talk about that. It is an ugly looking thing. I've seen pictures of this. And then another story coming up about a city awakened to what they saw, and this was in the UK. According to their Daily Mail, they had blue snow. Yeah, blue snow. I saw pictures of this. Weird. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. It's going to be a great show, so stick around. This is the show we call Way Out There. The strange, the bizarre, the unusual. This is what we're going to do today here on GJRB. So stick around for a great Friday afternoon of great, unusual, bizarre stuff. Every third Friday of the month here on GJRB. I'll be right back. Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming. And programming in other great music formats. Like blues, urban, including rap. Also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, You get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy. Attention musicians, if you're starting a band or just starting a solo act on your own, go to the place on the internet where you can get equipment at great prices. HelloMusic.com. They have guitars, amps, mixers, and microphones, some at great low prices. Log on today and look at the equipment and the prices. www.hellomusic.com. Like them on Facebook for chances to win guitars, mics, and other band equipment. Remember the name, Hello Music.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website totally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russin program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. Alrighty, back on the air here on GJRB. Gary J. Russin, welcome to Way Out There. We started talking about some of the most unusual stuff. It's what we do here on this program. Way Out There on GJRB. I'm Gary J. Russin. Have you stick around. Got some real stuff. And now it's time for the weird stories that I have posted. Oh, I posted one on my Facebook page here just a moment ago. And I'm not getting much reply on it yet. And it was a story coming out of New York. And this is weird, folks. I posted this just a moment ago on my Facebook page. So Facebook followers, if you're listening on there, you can see it. This comes out of New York. It's a really cool ice volcano forming in the New York Geyser. I mean, this thing looks like a humongous big mountain, like a volcano is about to sprout out of it. And according to the story, Arctic conditions turned this fountain. There's a fountain in the park, big one. And I would think that they would turn these fountains off season. But apparently, I guess they keep them up in New York. Anyway, the Arctic conditions turned this fountain at a state park in western New York into a 5-story tall ice volcano. A pressure-fed fountain in the pond near Glen Iris Inn in Letchworth State Park. Letchworth. Letchworth. Anyway, this thing straddles the Wyoming-Livingston County line. So it's like on that line. It's a fine line between two counties. 40 miles south of Rochester. In the days of sub-zero temperatures formed a solid cone of ice several feet thick, with water still spouting out of the top. Park officials tell local media that the formation, dubbed Ice Volcano, is at least 50 feet high. 50 feet. That's cool. Anyway, and of course, winter is normally a quiet season in that park, known as the Grand Canyon of the East for its scenic gorges, but dozens of people are showing up daily to see this frozen fountain. And this is a story from My Fox, New York. Okay, cool fountain, really is. I saw this. I said, wow, 40 feet high. This is a big thing. This is like, I'm looking at the picture of it here on their New York site. Like, it's cool. And they're saying water's still coming out of the top of it. That's neat. That is neat. And there was another posting here about 2 nights ago. Or was it maybe last night? I can't remember when it was. First posted by my sister back east. And it was posted by other people. Really neat picture of Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is frozen solid. It's just the coolest thing you've ever seen. Really is. I looked at that and wow, the sculpture is cool. 5-story sculpture. New York Geyser. Wow. Huge. So that's something to look at. I will post it over on my... I'll take a look at it and I will post it for listeners and followers on Twitter and on Google Plus later. You gotta look at it. It's fabulous. Blows my mind. It really does. Anyway, that's beyond weird. And the next one coming up is another story beyond weird. I have a audio track for that, but I see no point in playing it because it's sound. You know, why look at something you can't see? So I kind of said, okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, not going to do that because there's no point in. But anyway, it's called a frilled shark. Frilled. Frilled shark. Ugly looking creature. Looks like something out of a horror movie, folks. I had never seen anything like this before. And we're going to talk about this in the next segment. Coming up in 15 minutes. Ugly looking thing. It really is. And it would enough to give you nightmares. So we're going to talk about this thing. Frilled shark was pulled out of the coast of Australia recently. So we'll talk about that. And a story about a Russian meteor mystery. And speaking of meteors, there was one that was visible, a fireball in the sky just over Pittsburgh about 2 nights ago. Talk about that as well. All coming up as we continue way out there on GJRB. Be right back. Swing Time is back this spring on GJRB. This time the spotlight shines on Harry James. A child of circus performers, he started showbiz early with a desire for music at the age of 6. His trumpet sounds were the most popular of the early 40s. Harry James story on Swing Time. Watch for it as a podcast uploaded Saturday, March 21st on GJRB's public site on Spreaker. Swing Time on GJRB. Attention, emerging bands and artists. Up and Coming is back, and on more often. I'm talking about the main show, featuring all genres. Send me your band's recordings or let me know where you're at, whether you're on SoundCloud, SoundClick, or Reverb Nation. And I will play them on Up and Coming. Listen for details on how your band can get on Up and Coming. For Up and Coming podcast on GJRB's public site or live. Watch for announcements closer to the approaching air date. Up and Coming, uploaded as a podcast or live. Saturday, March 28th on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. And they have nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time.